Sending some invites. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Selling. So I did a poll for you guys and I said, what do you want to see? Selling, recruiting, social media training, like everything. And the most voted for topic was sales. Sales and, hey Ellie, I just hit invite because I was trying to invite our team to join. But that tells me one of a few things. One, our sales are the basis of our business, like we know. Two, maybe this is an area that some of us are struggling in, either consistent sales or new selling techniques, or, you know, maybe you have kind of gone through your initial network and you're kind of like, what do I do now? Because we know when we join, there's usually like a flood of orders and then it kind of trickles off a little bit and it's like, what do I do now? So I'm gonna give you guys some techniques. If you guys can invite your downline to the video, that would be great. I know Facebook's been really weird and not giving me notifications all the time when people are going live. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so like I said, the sales are the basis of everything. We can't grow our businesses. We can't grow our group sales volume. We can't grow our team. We can't find new customers if we don't have sales and we don't have consistent sales. So how can we do that? What have I done? What are the most important things you need to remember? And just know that some of this might be repetitive if you've been on some of my trainings, but you never know what little tiny nugget or little piece of information you're gonna get that could completely transform your business. I know every time I go to a training, I'll hear one thing and be like, okay, that's what I meant. That's what I was here for. That's why I needed to come to this training and get that piece of information. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. There are 5 main points I wanna talk about. Definitely ask questions. I want this to be interactive. Let me know what works for you, what doesn't, if you have any pointers, and we'll just kind of make it conversational as well, okay? I'm wearing Kiss Me Katie, Ashley. Okay, so let's start with the basics in inventory. So you guys see me post all the time about 300 PV, right? When you hit 300 PV, that makes you a qualified distributor. And we all want to be a qualified distributor, and we all want qualified distributors on our team. When you hit 300 PV, you want to hit 300 PV for a few reasons. So it allows you to hit rankings. It allows your upline to hit rankings. If you have a team, it allows you to get paid downline commission and group sales volume on your team. If you only hit 100 PV, you only get downline commission. If you hit 300, you get your group sales volume as well. And your group sales volume is going to be a lot larger percent of your commission than your downline commission is. So of your overall commission, you want to get that group sales volume. That's where more of the money is in this business. So you don't get paid on that at all if you don't hit 300 PV yourself. It also sets a precedent on your team, right? If you're not trying to hit 300 PV a month or hitting 300 PV a month, it's going to be really hard for you to get referrals for other customers, and it's going to be really hard for you to grow your team, because I know for myself and most successful people in this business, they pull their recruits and their team from their previous customers. I think most of the girls on my first line were my customers for a long time, and I recruit from my customers. I don't cold recruit. I only recruit from people who I've sold to and love their product. And if you don't have that, if you're not doing at least 300 to 750 PV a month, it's going to be really, really hard to have a big enough pool of people to recruit from and grow your team, if that makes sense. You have to have sales to recruit. And I know I talk about 300 PV all the time, and really that should be a minimum. I know a lot of leaders say 750 PV, that should be your minimum. That's your 50% off level. But I say 300 PV. I'm realistic. The people who want to do more than that do, but I think that should be your minimum. And not everyone wants to run this as a business. Not everyone wants to hit 300 PV or cares about hitting 300 PV every month. But I'm assuming, I don't like to assume, but I'm assuming if you're on this training and you're taking time out of your night and you are watching this, that you want to hit 300 PV. You want to run this as a business. You wouldn't be investing in yourself and putting your time into this training if you didn't want to run it as a business. I don't think. So that's what I'm here to talk about. I want to talk about you hitting 300 PV consistently for yourself, for your upline, for your team, for your future team, and I want to talk about how we can get there. I want you guys to do that. I want to see your teams growing. I told some of the girls this weekend, I said, this is not about me at all. None of this. This is not about me. This is not about my ranking. This is not about my group sales volume. This is about you guys. If you guys don't hit your goals, then nothing I'm doing is worth it, if that makes sense. If you guys don't hit the rankings you want and have the success and are fulfilling your whys, then I'm not doing my job. And I need to see you guys doing that as well. But you have to want it, okay? You have to want to hit your 300 PV. You have to want to grow your team. You have to be reaching out to people and asking them if they want to be distributors. It's not about recruiting, so we're going to get away from this. But the bottom line is you have to want it too. So I can't sit here and say, hey, get to 300 PV, get to 300 PV, or this person's about to hit a ranking and be speaking to people who don't want it too. Okay, guys? So like I said, if you're on here, I'm assuming that this is something that you want. Okay, so the basics. 300 PV. What will get you to 300 PV? I don't want you to think in terms of PV when you're thinking about how much you want to sell. I want you to think in terms of dollar amount, okay? So instead of saying, I have to sell 300 PV before I can place an order, that's not true. You have to sell $360 worth of product before you can place an order, okay? Because $360 retail dollars of product is gonna get you 300 PV, and all the extra product that you get with that, 40% more product, is either gonna be for you to build your own collection of products or to put in your inventory so that when people come and buy, you have it right away. So what does $360 look like? If you want to hit that each month and you are still selling mostly lip scents, that's only 7 starter kits for the whole month, okay? That is 1.75 kits a week. So think of it in terms of that. So if you're like, oh, I have to get to $360, you know your customers want lip scents, and you have to sell 7 starter kits to get $360, which will get you a 300 PV order. You're gonna be able to order more than just those 7 starter kits. You're gonna sell $360 worth of product for retail product, and you're gonna buy $360 at wholesale. So all of that is either yours to keep or yours to sell. So don't think, when I say 300 PV in our group or in our trainings, don't sit there and think, oh, I have to sell 300 PV before I can get an order. No, you have to sell $360 retail. You want to sell 600 retail, $360 retail, and you can place a qualified 300 PV order. And you're getting a 40% profit, and you're getting 40% more products that you can put back into your business, okay? Or you can keep that profit. And then what else is 300 PV or $360? 2 skincare regimens. So 2 regimens of cleanser, daytime moisturizer, and evening moisturizer. 1 starter kit and 1 gloss. 2 regimens, 1 starter kit and 1 gloss. Do you think that you could sell that amount of product in 30 or 31 days? That's totally doable. You need to break it down into little segments instead of getting super, super overwhelmed about, like, I need to hit my 300 PV. Okay, what does that equal? Another way is 8 colors and 8 glosses. So maybe you've been doing this a while. A lot of your customers have kits already, right? 8 colors and 8 glosses is also gonna get you $360, which is gonna allow you to place a 300 PV order. So promote the colors you have, promote the glosses that you have. You know, like if you're like, my goal, I'm hitting 300 PV this month, I'm hitting $360 in retail sales. I'm gonna promote my colors and I'm gonna sell 8 of them, and then I'm gonna promote glosses, okay? And there's a lot of different ways to promote. We're gonna get into that, but if you know what you're selling, you know what you have to sell, and you're kind of focusing in on that, you're gonna promote that a lot better instead of just saying like, hey, what do you guys want on your Facebook page? Or hey, I'm placing an order, what can I get you? Maybe they don't know. Maybe you need to guide them. Hey, I have to sell my goal is to sell 2 skincare regimens this month. Who wants to try it out? Who wants to try out this awesome skincare with Cineplex Complex? You can't find it in any retail store. You know, telling your customers that too. Like, I have a goal. I need to sell this many colors or whatever. And I think that people are always like rooting for you. So how can you pick first what you want to sell and then promote that? One way you can do that is with inventory, okay? So I actually took a little bit of a leap of faith this month, and I'm not gonna lie, usually at the beginning of the month, I will place a 300 PV order because I don't like to get any less than 40% off. It's just, I know I'm gonna sell that amount of product, so it's just, it feels like wasting money to me if I don't get it at 40% off. So typically I always start with a 300 PV order and then I'm adding increments. Well, last month at the end of the month, I did a poll and I said, what are you guys interested in? What do you wanna see? What do you wanna see a live video of? And that helps guide me to what I need to buy and what kind of inventory I need to keep. Because generally what people are interested in, that's what I'll promote and that's what I'll sell. So this month, after the Prism colors came out, it was like the second or third day of the month, I took a leap of faith and I did a 750 PV order, okay? Which is scary, right? That's over $750. But if I sell that, that's $750 in profit. And I looked at my PV from the previous months and I was like, you know, I always sell over 750 PV. I'm going to stop doing it in piecemeal. I'm going to take a leap of faith and I'm going to promote what I have in my inventory to sell. I've been sending out a ton of skincare samples. So I said, I'm going to keep each of the regimens in stock. I'm going to keep some of the other items I've been promoting in stock. I'm going to keep tinted moisturizers in stock because I know what my customers want, and if you've been doing this for a while, you kind of know what your customers want. Keep that in stock so that when people order it, I can send it to them right away. And I'm over $750 in sales, and now the rest of the month, I can either invest that back in profit. I have 11 more days, over a week and a half left in the month, and everything I sell for the rest of the month is gonna be straight profit back to me. So that kind of leads me into the inventory. I'm never gonna tell you to buy a bunch of inventory, but you better bet that if I have this sitting in front of me, or I have a closet full of skincare that I am gonna get out, I'm gonna book demos, I'm gonna book a one-on-one tutorial, I'm going to get on my Facebook Live, and I'm gonna promote the heck out of the inventory I have in my home. If I don't have anything, or if I have like a couple lip colors and I'm trying to sell product, what is my motivation to sell my product if I don't have it? You know, it's really easy to say like, oh, I wanted to get to 350 PV, but I don't have any inventory and that's okay, I just won't hit it this month, right? Like, it's your business, you can do whatever you want, but how much better would it feel if you had some product, you were motivated to sell it, you moved that product that month, and you had all these customers to follow up with and recruit from. And it is scary, guys, when you don't have sales coming in. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you have a slow week or a slow month, it's kind of scary. It's like, you know, what am I doing? But if I have inventory, I have skincare sample inventory, I have lip balms, I have things here to promote, I'm gonna see that staring at me, literal money staring at me every single day, and I'm gonna get online and sell it. I'm gonna get on a live video. I'm gonna ask who wants to come over and try it, because we know that about 80% of people who try our products will leave with something in their hand. 80% of demos, 80% of the people at demos will leave with a product in their hands. That's just the statistic of our business and our makeup and our skincare. So sell at retail, buy at wholesale, promote what you have. And a good way to do that is to get that 300 PV order in at the beginning of the month and promote what you have. People aren't gonna know. If I've never talked about Nail Extend on my group, which I haven't, I'm sure it's a great product. If I've never talked about Nail Extend in my business or with my customers, with my family, I highly doubt that anyone's gonna come to me and say, oh my gosh, I really need a nail extend. Unless they've seen it on someone else's page, right? They're gonna come to me and say, oh my gosh, you talk about orchid gloss every week. Can I get an orchid gloss? That's my gloss of choice. Or you put tinted moisturizer on, and every single video I have to try tinted moisturizer. Or you put candlelight on, that covers your blemishes so well, I need a candlelight, right? And if I have 3 candlelights sitting in my inventory, I'm gonna post, hey, only 3 more candlelight left, who wants them? Or I'm gonna make sure that I'm promoting those at a demo. Does that make sense about inventory? Let me know if you guys have any questions on that. When I have product, I sell it. When I don't have product, I'm a lot less motivated to sell it. So I'm never gonna be a leader that's telling you to buy hundreds or thousands of dollars worth of product. I'm gonna be realistic, and I know that that's not possible, but if you have it, you're gonna sell it. So that's kind of like the basics on the 300 PV and the inventory and how you can get that to help with your sales. Do you guys have any questions on inventory or 300 PV, how that translates, any other PV questions? Remember, if you're new or if you have a new downline, they can get 50% off their whole first month at 300 PV. So every 300 PV order, not just one, they can get 50% off. So if you're having trouble hitting 300 PV, guys, that is totally fine. Like, I get it. Reach out to me or reach out to your upline and say, this is my goal. How can I get there? Can you break it down for me? What products can I sell? Do you know what I'm saying? Don't just sit there and hit 160 or 170 PV. 250, 260 PV, because it's like, we could have helped you sell one more kit, or we could have helped you sell one more piece of skincare. Heck, I'll jump on a live video with you in your page, and we can kind of do a dual product share, right? If you don't have something and you want to promote it, ask your upline. You can invite other people to your videos, and they can come on and show their product. Like, you don't have to have it all with you, but you do have to be pushing it, and you do have to reach out if you need help. Does that make sense? Okay. Number 2, and this is gonna go, number 2 goes before any of the other logistics of selling. I have a small inventory, and I'm so nervous to push a big inventory because I feel like my clients are so random with what they purchase. That's a really, really good question. Ashley, have you kind of asked, like, yeah, you do sell a lot of items. I mean, I would say I'm kind of like that too. It takes me forever to place my order because I'm like, oh, what if I want that item, or do I need that item? Like, it's okay if you don't get it that time. But one thing I do in terms of lip scents, and you can work up to this, but I try to keep like one of each color in stock if I can. The only exception to that is, like, if I have a color that I know I don't really push, or my customers really don't buy at all, then I'm not like crazy about keeping that color in stock. Like, to be honest, I don't sell like a lot of mulled wine. I don't sell a lot of the Team Wicked. I just don't promote those as much. And so, like, I have one, but if I sold that, I'd probably wait a little bit to get another. So in terms of lip scents, I try to keep one of at least of the popular colors, and then I've kind of started keeping a little bit of shadow scents, the popular shadow scents, Mocha Java Shimmer, Garnet, Sandstone Pearl, and then I keep the tinted moisturizer. What you guys are promoting is probably what you're gonna sell. So if you've been promoting something, like if you've been promoting tinted moisturizer a lot, and just because no one's bought it yet, I would probably keep a medium or a light in stock, just because and want to purchase something so random that I didn't purchase. But you know what? That at least means that you're getting sales, right? So you're getting your sales, and you have the retail money to go buy that product. So does that make sense? Like, that's okay if you forget something every once in a while. I'm kind of talking about if you're stuck a little bit with your sales, trying to have at least some items to try to push. Does that make sense? So, Ashley, I would just kind of, you and Maria, you guys haven't been doing this that long, maybe a couple months. So that's gonna happen. I don't have a lot of advice for getting caught off guard with different orders, but if you want to kind of talk what I think are some best sellers and what I keep, I'm happy to do that as well. So just do your best, and in terms of lip sense, keep one of the popular colors. Don't post a selfie of you wearing a lip sense color if you don't have it in stock. Don't go live and talk about, I mean, you can do this because I don't keep a lot of skincare, but don't go live and you're trying to sell something that you don't have. So unless it's a more expensive item. Like, I sometimes wait for other sales to come in before I place the order, but you're not having a problem. You're having sales coming in, so you have that money to go place the order. So does that make sense? I know that's always going to happen, but you kind of get what I'm saying. Okay, number 2, consistency and positivity. Be careful of posting graphics with old colors too. Absolutely. If you are posting a graphic, pulling one that you did not make, that's one thing, which is okay sometimes, but the second thing is you need to make sure we at least have those colors, because you don't want someone coming up to you and saying, oh my gosh, I love that red rhubarb color. Can I order that? And you're like, oh, actually we don't have that. They're going to question your credibility as a distributor probably, and they're going to be a little bit disappointed, and you don't want to disappoint anyone if you can prevent it. So that's a really, really good point. Okay, let's get into consistency and positivity. This is huge. All of my first line knows that I preach consistency. That is my number one tip. When distributors from other teams come to me and say, what is your number one tip? Or how are you adding people? Or, how do you have so much interaction or sales or whatever? It is consistency, okay? If you're not consistent, your sales won't be. If you're not consistent, you won't add to your team regularly. If you're not consistent, people don't know whether to trust you or not. There's competition out there, right? So people are going to go to the person that's consistent. People are going to go to the person who's always there. They're going to go to the person who they know they're going to wake up and see a post from you. They know that you're there. So you have to be consistent. What does consistency look like? In terms of doing things online, and we're going to talk about kind of the blend of selling, in terms of doing things online, you should be posting at least once or twice a day. I did not say 5 or 6, once or twice a day, because here's the reason. Sometimes I post like 3 times a day, which is okay, but I also have more of an established customer base. If you are just starting out, or if you're trying to get in a rhythm of being consistent, 1 to 2 times a day. Don't commit to 4 times a day when you struggle with 1 time a day. Don't decide one day you're gonna post 0, the next day you're gonna post 7 times, okay? That doesn't show consistency. That shows, like, what is this person doing? And for groups, we want people to get notifications about our groups, and if they all day are saying, Brittany posted and drop dead gorgeous, Brittany posted and drop dead gorgeous, Brittany posted, like every time they are on their phone, they're gonna be like unfollow or turn off notifications, and then they're not gonna see anything. So you need to be very strategic in what you're posting, and you need to post once or twice a day, okay? Good quality post. Good quality post. You shouldn't need more than that if it's quality. Maybe that day you are doing a live, you only need one other thing that you need to post, or maybe you just do that live, because that live is gonna speak a lot more than 5 graphic posts. I learned this last week. It's so true. I went live today. I haven't went live all month and got 4 orders today. Yep, I'm gonna talk about live, going live in a second. It's my next thing, but I will get to that, Ashley. That's a really awesome success story. Okay, positivity. Guys, if you every month or every day you wake up and you're like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do this, or I'm 1 foot in, I'm 1 foot out, or I just have no sales. Like, you have to be positive and know that you can do this. You have to know that you can do this. You have to be positive about it. You have to be positive even on the hard days. You have to keep going. You have to stay consistent. There's gonna be days when no one interacts on your post. Maybe you have 2 likes, or maybe you have 1, maybe you have 0, but you have to believe in yourself so much that It doesn't matter. Your validation of your business is not coming from a post on Facebook. Your validation in your business is coming from, I'm doing this business, I am both feet in, this is my why, this is why I'm doing this. It doesn't matter who likes my post. I don't care if I have 0 people watching me on my live. I'm still putting this out there. People will see it later. Maybe it's only a couple people that will see it. It does not matter. If you're not positive and you don't believe that you can do this, no one else is gonna believe it. If you're not sure about this business, if you're not sure you can hit 300 PV, if you're not sure you can talk to people about the business, if you're not sure you want to do that, then you're not going to do it. And that's just kind of the truth of it. This is not easy to do all the time, but it's simple, right? It is simple. Believe in yourself, believe in your products, be consistent and stay positive all the time, no matter what. This is a little side note. If you're struggling with consistency and staying positive, you probably need to put something good in your brain. So go listen to a podcast, go read a book, know yourself enough to know when you're lacking motivation and your business is slacking a little bit, and put something good into your brain. Like, you want to be putting so much good into your brain, immersing yourself in trainings or like motivational things in your brain, that it literally doesn't matter. No outside factors matter except for what you're trying to accomplish. And if you believe you can do it and you're doing the work every single day consistently, 1 to 2 posts a day, 1 to 2 posts a day, a demo this day, a one-on-one meeting this day, a get together this day, and you're doing that all month long, trust me, even when you can't see it yet, if you believe that it'll happen, okay? It's called faith. It's called believing in the unseen and doing the work to get there every single day, every single week, every single month. You have to do that. If you don't believe you can do it, then you're gonna struggle and you're gonna lack motivation, okay? If you ever need motivation, come to me, come to your upline. They're gonna be positive. They're always gonna be positive with you and try to get you results. It's okay to just vent, but your upline is gonna be focused on getting you results, and they're gonna wanna say, how can I help? What can I do? And you're gonna say, I'm struggling, or I'm not feeling great about this, and they're gonna help you, and it's gonna be a great conversation. I only had a few people respond to my giveaway post the other day, but got 2 new customers. Yep, that's another thing. People don't always, as much as we want them to, they don't always interact on our social media. That's okay. And you might get a new customer from it. Even if you get 1 new customer, that customer can lead to referrals. That customer could be a future team member. You can ask that customer to post in your group about a selfie or a little testimonial, how great it was to work with you, and 10 more people could see that. So a lot can come from just 1 new customer. Don't discount that at all. That's great, Allison. So consistency and positivity in your work ethic, in your belief, in your feelings, and just knowing that this takes time, okay? I didn't start yesterday. I've been doing this a year, and I've been doing it every single day for literally, today is my 1-year anniversary, and I've been doing it every single day. There's probably on one hand the amount of times that I haven't done something for my business, days-wise. So just know it's gonna take consistent effort, okay? The last thing I want to say about consistency is think of your business as a storefront, okay? If you have a physical store, which you do, it's just an online business, and you are only open 2 days a week, how do you think your customers are going to feel? Do you think that they're going to think, oh, well, she's not going to be open today, or she hasn't posted in a week, so I don't even know if she's still selling this anymore? Or, if you go to your favorite bank or your favorite grocery store and it's closed, you're probably not going to go back there again, because the next time you go back there, you could have wasted your time going there and it's not even open anymore. So your business is a storefront, and it needs to be open, okay? Your customers need to know it's open. You can't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Your customers need to know. You need to decide before your customers will, okay? Thank you, guys. I actually didn't know until I got an email for 10 Cenebucks, which is awesome. Okay, so how do we sell? How does this even work? So the beauty is in the blend. So this honestly took me a little bit of time to figure out, because when I started, this business was based on solely based online, and it was growing that way. So I have done a lot of my business online, but the past couple months I've really had to step out of my comfort zone and blend the way that I'm doing my sales, okay? So here's the different ways that we can get sales. Online, in your Facebook group, or on your personal page, whatever, one-on-one demos, asking people to come try the product, or if they're interested, saying, hey, we can meet up and you can try all my products. Group demos, so maybe someone wants to meet with you and you say like, hey, would you have a friend or two that would want to come with you? Facebook Lives, which is also online, Facebook Live parties, where you go live and show your products. In-person parties, so bigger group settings, and vendor events. So there's a lot of different ways that you can sell your products. If you are struggling to hit your sales, or you're struggling to hit 300 PV, or whatever your goal is, and you're only doing one of these, and it's probably online, it's probably on Facebook, you're missing out on a huge area of opportunity with demos and one-on-ones and how this business is meant to work. They call it belly to belly, which is in person. So yes, we can do a lot online, right? But if you're struggling online, you have to mix it up. If something's not working, you have to change the way that you're doing it, okay? So maybe you've had your Facebook for a while, you've been doing this 4, 5, 6 months, and your sales have kind of come to a halt online. What can you do to mix it up? Okay, can you do demos? Can you do a party at your house to get some sales moving and get some referrals from those customers or some recruits from those customers? What can you do to mix it up? Can you book an event? Can you find somewhere to set up a table? Can you ask any of your customers if they would want to do a Facebook Live, and you can tap into their whole network that you didn't have before. Another thing about doing this online, which is probably the easiest and most convenient for a lot of us, you have to go live. You have to go live, and it has to be consistent as well. You can't go live on March 3rd and then not go live again until April, right? Your business engagement will absolutely change when you set a goal to do lives and you do them consistently. My whole entire business is based on lives. My customers do not react or respond that well to general posts. They don't, and I know that. So if I'm feeling down on myself about my engagement or my sales or something, I physically have to go live to make myself feel better, because the amount of engagement is so much greater when you go live. If your sales have dropped from last month and you don't know why, you are probably not going live enough. You're probably not being consistent in your lives. And also, outside of just your customers seeing you, the Facebook algorithm favors live videos. If I pre-record a video and post it on my group, it probably gets 2 or 3 likes. I'm not kidding. If I do a live video, it'll get 250 to 400 views. That means Facebook is prioritizing Facebook Live because you're engaging, you're providing content, you're interacting with your customers, and that's your network, and that's what Facebook wants to see. Maria, my first live was so scary, and now it's so fun. Maria, do you feel like your sales and your business and your confidence and everything has transformed since you started doing your lives? And I'm interested to hear how your business has changed since you started doing them. Crystal, I know you do lives. I don't know how many you do or how consistent you are in your lives. I'd have to check that out. And then I'm doing my first big live on Thursday, and I'm so excited. Allison, that's awesome. You're gonna see your engagement skyrocket. You're gonna see people jumping on there to say hi to you. And even if they don't while you're live, keep going, keep your confidence up, and they will see that because you'll post it later for them to see. And Allison, don't be afraid to promote it every day and tell them hey, I'm going live. We think sometimes we're being annoying to people because we're promoting things 3, 4, 5 times, but the reality is they're not seeing all of that. So if you want your engagement to get up, pre-promote it, and make sure people commit to being on there. Another thing you could do, Allison, is do a post, an engagement post, hey, who's planning on joining the live later? Comment below for a free gift, whoever comments below, or maybe don't use that wording, but who's joining, People in attendance will get a gift with purchase or something like that. Something to get people committed to coming. Absolutely, people I don't normally talk to have commented and messaged me. Yep. They help so much. I feel at first they didn't realize they could order if I wasn't live. That's funny. That's not always a bad thing, because then when you go to do a live sale, people are like, ooh, I need to place an order. I've already started promoting. Great. Allison, I will try to catch it. Oh, actually, we have our dinner Thursday night, but I'll try to catch it later and like watch it and see how it goes. Definitely keep going even when no one is watching, because they will watch later. Yep. Guys, my first live, I've said this before, I had a little baby ring light on my phone. I was showing swatches of colors and that light died, and we lived in a super dark apartment. Like the lights are dim. It's just like a creepy dungeon basically. And my light died and I'm trying to swatch colors. They're probably like, what is this psycho doing? Like, well, how are we supposed to see colors? Her light is dead. And if I would have given up there, guys, none of us would be here. So it takes trial and error, but you have to go live. That's my biggest thing about online. I'm gonna do another training on social media etiquette and online sales. So we'll talk about that later. One-on-one demos, group demos, parties, vendor events, they're really, really, really pushing these types of meetings for our businesses because they're so successful. I had a customer I've had for a while. She really wanted to try some stuff, and she came over, tried everything, and she placed a $100 order, and she's going to be ordering the foundation because I gave her a tester to try, and we like color matched her perfectly. So probably before the month's up, she will have spent like $200 on products, which is great. And she was like, thank you so much. This is so helpful. No one else from Roden and Fields or any of these other businesses have offered to do a demo for me. Like, they just want to sell their product. They're not willing to take the time to send me a sample or like sit down with me and talk about the products. But you're going to get, it might take you a little bit longer. It might take you 30 minutes instead of 3 minutes to do a graphic on Facebook, but your amount of sales is going to be that much greater. So in that one 30 to 45 minute meeting with my customer, it was $100 of profit because I already had all the products here. I love live nows. Can you talk more about some topics you have kind of talked about, like what to go over during lives without feeling repetitive? Okay, Sarah, I'll touch on this quickly, but also I always tell you guys that you can go to my customer group, look at my videos, or search for anything you want. I think you can search for videos. I think there's a video section, and you can look at the titles. That's another thing in your lives. Make sure you're leaving a title, or else people don't know what they're watching. So you can go and look at everything I've done, but just don't think that every single live has to be like 30 minutes long with all like giving this whole rundown. You can go live and say, hey, watch me try on a new color that I've never tried, and you're trying dark pink and you're talking about the application. Or hey, Shadow Sense 101, and you talk about Shadow Sense and how to kind of wear 3 colors at once. Or maybe you talk about your nightly skincare routine or your morning skincare routine. You can do a glam makeup tutorial. You can do a everyday makeup tutorial. What else have I done? I've done like, you could do like, talk about something motivational. You could do, just go to my customer. I've done dozens and dozens of videos, Sarah. I'm happy. Like you can go and take whatever idea that I've used. I've taken a picture of a celebrity and posted it and said like, hey, I'm going to try to recreate this look. Color swatching. They talked about at our training this weekend how no one color swatches anymore, and that's so like, I saw Lauren on our team do it the other day, and I wanted to just tell her that like, yes, like people want to see swatches of colors, right? Go live and say, hey, my favorite spring purples, or my favorite spring pinks, or my favorite brownish shades, or gloss 101, and just talk about the different glosses. I think that's another reason to have product of your own, is you can kind of look at like, what haven't I talked about in a while? Or you could go live and just talk about skincare samples. Just talk about the regimens. Just talk about the 3-in-1 cleanser. Sometimes it's really overwhelming when you do a live video and you're talking about 10 products. I think that if you narrow it down to maybe just the cleanser, just a regimen, you might see some sales results on that instead of people having to watch like a hour-long video like this one, just to kind of see what you're doing that day. Okay. If you need help with booking any vendor events or anything like that, hi Allison, anything like that, there's some people on our team who've done some vendor events, parties. One way that I book my Facebook Lives or any other parties, on my order form, I have a section that says, have you ever considered, or would you be interested in hosting a party? And I have yes, please online, yes, in home, or no, thank you. And then from there, I can look at my customer list, my order form, my sheets, and I always say that's my Bible. Like if I don't know what to do that day for my business, or like I'm feeling a little bit stuck, I go to that customer order, that sheet, like the responses, the Google form, and I say, who's checked that they would want to do a party, or who do I need to follow up with to see if they got their order and if they like it. So people kind of tell you, yes, I want to do a Facebook Live, or yes, I want to do a in-home, and you can book it that way. And then basically they invite their network, and that opens you up to a ton of other people that you wouldn't otherwise have had communication with or sales from. So if you are, I'm going to just be bold and say this, you are struggling to hit your goals for your sales, or your sales are low, and you're only doing one of the options that I talked about, there's probably more that you can do, okay? So if you are saying, I just can't hit my 300 PV this month, sorry, I can't do it, and your upline says, what have you done this month? And you say, I've posted a few times on Facebook, or I'm just not getting responses, or something like that. Like, there's so much more than you can do. And yes, it's a little bit more work, but you will see your business grow and transform. The more that you do, the more sales you have. Like I said, that leads to everything. More sales, recruits, commissions, SeneCar, like all of it. But you have to commit to hitting that goal, and there's many different ways you can do it. The beauty is in the blend. So don't think you just have to post on Facebook, or don't think you have to go out and do a vendor event every weekend, or a party, or 5 Facebook parties a month. Like, you don't have to, but maybe if you did one Facebook Live and that was $250 in sales, and you did at least 1 to 2 live videos each week, and you did a one-on-one demo, you would more than hit 300 PV. You would probably hit 750 PV just for that. So this business is designed to work. The more you want to sell, the more you do. That's the beauty of it. What you put into it is what you get out of it. And that's the hard thing about it. What you put into it is what you get out of it. So if you are struggling, there's more that you can do. There's more than one way that you can sell, okay? Any questions? There's only 2 more things, okay? Is this helpful? Give me some hearts. Give me some hearts if this is helpful. Okay, or if you're like, we already know all of this. Okay, the next thing is follow-up. Follow-up is so underrated. Sometimes we spend so much time looking for new customers or new people to recruit or new whatever that we forget the people that we already have. Maylee kind of challenged us with this last month, and I know a lot of people on our team had success with it, but I took my, let me show you what sheet I'm talking about really quick. Okay, so my desk is really messy, don't judge me. I'm gonna take this off real quick. Okay, hold on. So this, can you guys see this? This is my customer, one second. This is my customer sheet that I was talking about. So this is all the orders I've ever had. And the yellow is all people who have joined our team. But this thing is my Bible, right? Because it's gonna tell me people's name. It's gonna tell me their phone number if I wanna text them and follow up with them that way. It's gonna tell me their email address. It's gonna tell me the colors that they have. So I know, hey, Sarah, did you like your roseberry? It's going to say, have you ever considered being a distributor? So I have all these responses. Not for me, thanks though. It's crossed my mind. Not for me, not for me, not for me. Look how many not for me's I have. But then you can kind of start to see some, that's crossed my mind. And you can kind of see your ratio of who's interested and who's not. And then later I added, would you be interested in a party? So those responses, I wish I did that from the beginning. So learn from my mistake. But would you be interested in hosting a party? And so some people say, yes, Facebook Live. So I could do one with Emily and get access to her network. And then I have a bunch of no thank yous. I have, yes, Facebook Live. Yes, Facebook Live. No, yes, Facebook Live. So I can reach out to all of those people and say, hey, did you still want to host that Facebook Live? I'd love to get it set up for you, and that's a whole nother training. But that's a way to tap into someone else's network. What else? Guys, got lost on my tangent. Oh, I was going to show you this because this is the same sheet that I use for follow-up. So I will go, Maylee challenged us last month to literally go from the beginning of our customer list and go follow-up. So I went to the very top back in April and I started going down and saying, if it's someone that kind of is a lapsed user, which would be a lapsed user, someone who hasn't bought from you in like 6 or more months, you could say, hey, are you still loving what you got? Wanted to make sure that everything's still working for you. If there's anything you ever need, please let me know. Love having you as a customer. Okay, follow up. So there's a few different ways of follow up, and this is going to get you sales, and this could get you having a conversation with someone as well about joining the business. But you can follow up with people who just received their orders and just make sure, which you need to do anyways. This is a basic, but follow up with people who just received their order. Hey, did you get your order? How did you love it? When they say, oh, I loved it. They might say, I also want to get this, or I'm going to be looking for a pink soon, or I think I'm going to get dark pink soon. You might want to keep that in your inventory. So when they order, you have it. Or they might say, I love my product so much. I don't know how I ever lived without it before. My skin's never felt better. And can anyone tell me the next thing that you would say to someone when they say, I love my product so much? What do you think that I would say you should say to that person? Anyone know? I guess this training is just getting too long. I would say that's when you have the recruiting conversation. Oh, you love your products? Have you ever thought about being a distributor? It's all you have to say. Okay? Yes, exactly, Crystal. You do not let that moment pass. Do not let them say how much they love their products so that they can post it on social media and someone else swoops in and says, oh, you love LipSense? Have you ever thought about being a distributor? And suddenly your customer who you educated on LipSense is on someone else's team. That's going to make you really sad. So do not let that moment. So that initial follow-up is good for a few things. You're making sure they got their product, that they loved it. If they have a problem, you can help them with it right away. And then you are also recruiting them if they love their products, because why wouldn't they want to do it? You love the products and you wanted to do it. Why is that hard to ask? You know what I mean? Do not overcomplicate it. Okay, so follow up. And then you can also follow up with lapsed users. Hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. Want to make sure everything's okay. Do not get so stuck in finding new when you haven't followed up with a list of 100 people in 8 months. And you could go back to all those people and probably gather a few $100s in orders just from follow-up, just from using that contact list that I just showed you that you already have. So you just have to make an effort to do that, okay? And then that's the same, well, we'll go into recruiting another time. Okay, and then the last thing, your network is your net worth, okay? This is network marketing, not work marketing. You have to get comfortable with expanding your network. You cannot possibly grow a profitable ongoing business keeping the same network that you've already had. So I think my customer group started with like 500 people or something like that. It's now at 1,300, and all those people aren't super active, but it's grown from referrals and word of mouth and me reaching out to add people, or me reaching out to people, hey, is it okay if I add you to my customer group? Me meeting people when I'm out and about and saying, hey, add me on Facebook, and then later they see what I'm doing. A lot of people that I meet and I just add as a contact will see me post something on my personal page every once in a while about LipSense. Then they know that's my profession or that's my side hustle or whatever, and they usually ask to join the group, my group, or they express an interest in it and say, oh, I'll add you to my customer group. So you have to get comfortable with continually growing your network. That is going to help all of this, okay? You cannot keep the same network forever. How can you grow your network? Customer referrals. So people are going to do this organically if you're consistent and they feel like you are a great distributor for them to point their friends to. So customer referrals, organic referrals, meeting people out and about. Wherever you are, you should have your stripes on. These are really bad stripes. These are really bad stripes. But you should have your stripes on so that people ask you, hey, what is that? Or hey, I've had people say like, oh my gosh, you're gonna get your lipstick on your sleeve. And I was like, no, I'm not, it's LipSense. So that's gonna attract people to you. Just being an overall outgoing and friendly person, like you have to get comfortable with that because that's kind of just how network marketing works. If you're not comfortable with that, practice it. Practice, or just say to someone, oh, I did this at IHOP the other day. Actually, Amy on our team was with me, and a lady was there, and she had kind of come up with to us because Calvin dropped his pacifier, and she brought it back to us, and she had like bright red lipstick on. It was Sunday morning at like 9 a.m. She had bright red lipstick on, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love your LipSense. Or I love your lipstick. I said, is it LipSense? Because it did look like one of our reds, and it was on pretty well. And she was like, no, I've never heard of LipSense. She said, I can't leave my house without my lipstick. So someone who wears lipstick regularly, can't live without it, can't go anywhere without it, and she said she's never heard of LipSense. So if you think the market is saturated, it's probably saturated in your little Facebook bubble, but that doesn't mean in the world, in your city, in your state, that it's saturated, because it's not. Trust me. The amount of distributors we have is so much less than any other company out there right now. If you think it's saturated, you are too much in your Facebook inner circle, okay? And we need to get out a little bit. And then another way, like I talked about before, growing your network, hosting live sales or party, and you'll tap into other people's networks. So asking your customers if they want to host something for Hostess Rewards, and they can get some free product, they can get discounted product more than we can discount it anywhere else. That is a incentive for them. Do you guys have any questions? So we went over, there's a few little tidbits I have at the end, but we went over like basics, 300 PV basics and inventory, ways to break down that 300 PV or that $360, how to get to that, which I'm always willing to come up with more ways to get to that. Consistency and positivity, no matter what. If you need some positivity, just come into our group and hang out for a little bit. The different ways to sell, the beauty is in the blend. We should be doing more than just posting graphics on Facebook. Follow-up, the fortune is in the follow-up. And then your network is your net worth. So your job is to continually grow your network, and you will continually grow your business, okay? And then the last thing I have is be careful about your product discounts, okay? Stop promoting your products every other week or every week, right? Because what does that do? Yes, sometimes it gets us some quick, immediate sales, but if your customers know you're gonna have a discount every single week, they're always gonna be waiting for a discount to buy. And our products are worth full value. So anytime I do a sale, it's usually for something special, and it is short. You want to create a sense of urgency. It's usually like 24 hours. It's short, gets people's attention. Hey, you need to book today. If someone gets to me like a couple minutes afterwards or something, I'll usually honor it. But if you're doing like week-long sales, you are discounting your products and you are taking the value away from them, and you don't need to do that to sell. Probably need to do some of the other things we've talked about to get your sales, but you do not need to discount your products, okay? You can, but you don't need to discount them all the time. A few things you can do are give away a gift with purchase, or say, hey, spend $50, get 5, you can call them whatever, like glimmer and gloss dollars, right? Like then you're doing one of a few things. You're pushing them to sell by a certain dollar amount. You're rewarding them for them to come back. You don't need to discount the value. Give them a little incentive, like $5 off their next purchase. Then they're coming back and purchasing again, not off that order. Or a gift with purchase. You can buy little makeup bags that are $1. I can put a link to those in here. I don't want to talk about that too long. But think of other things that you can do rather than discounting. You guys might have seen that I'm doing with any skincare item, you get a free foundation tester. I'm not discounting my skincare all month. I'm giving them something else so that they want to try another product, and then maybe they want to buy that foundation when they're done with the tester, okay? I'm not just taking that amount off my skincare regimens. I sent a few of my customers beauty books to look at more products that I don't have in stock. Have you ever sent your customers to look at products that I don't have? Yes, Maria, I send a beauty book with every single order. So I got the bigger bubble envelopes, and I send a beauty book with every order. Unless someone just ordered like last week and I know that I sent them a beauty book, I won't send it again. But if I'm not sure, they haven't gotten one in a while, I send one with almost every product. And it has definitely got people interested in the other products. Is that what you mean? And I don't know why I didn't talk about this before, but the last thing is sending people samples, okay? You want to get other products in their hands, and then that gives you a reason to follow up with them as well. Hey Maria, did you get a chance to use the climate control samples that I sent you? Give them a week or 10 days, and then you can have a conversation with them about the skincare, right? Where there's a lot of money in our skincare, and it's awesome. It's our best product line. So, yes, Maria, send beauty books, send samples. I always order more samples with my orders because I want to keep giving them out, and I want people to try them because a regimen or the skincare is something that people need to reorder over and over. It's a super consumable product, so you want to get that in people's hands. Is there any questions at all? Any questions, guys? Anything else? Did I forget anything? Okay. And don't be afraid to promote, right? Without being annoying, being tactful, but we can't assume that people are seeing everything that we're doing, and we usually have to do it more than once, okay? And it's gonna take time. It doesn't happen overnight. You don't grow a huge customer base overnight, but you have to be consistent, and that customer base will continue to grow, okay? Do you guys have any questions? Okay, if you do, leave them below in the comments.